Hello and welcome to the Brutal Iron Gym podcast, where our goal is to cut through the BS and deliver the brutal truth about topics related to health and happiness. Today's podcast is number 1568. The topic is mindset, and the title is The Real Path of Success. And the real fun thing of today's podcast is joined with my wife Meredith.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
So we're going to talk a little bit about your journey through 2022.
Okay.
Yes. So, there's been a lot
Gear
that's
up.
happened. Yes. Yeah.
Just last night we sat down and I looked at Rob and I said, I'm really tired.
Yeah.
And I was like, can we just take a minute and list out what happened in 2022? Not even just like the good stuff. And that might sound a little dark and twisty, but it's like, why am I so tired? So I had to write it out and realize everything we overcame.
Yeah, it's motivating to know, like...
It's like, okay, I did
yes.
what I could.
Yeah.
This was
kinda
crazy.
Funny. Like, we were talking about how, like, when you see what the year was, it justifies why you're tired. But then also it motivates you and say, I'm pretty kick-ass. Like,
Yeah.
I was able to get through all this and crush it and still move forward. And
Right.
goals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So the physique changes. We made some
Crazy.
changes this past year.
Somehow.
Yes. So the... Like, a couple of the ones, like, and we made a post before, and I'll make a
Yeah.
post again with today's podcast, but your quad sweep is
Crazy.
awesome. So much more tapered in at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So we talk about, like, that almond versus cone.
Yep.
So most people's legs look like an ice cream cone.
The photo
Yeah.
I have when we first started, where I
Yeah.
didn't even know. I know I didn't like the shape. I just didn't know why.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It looks so different.
Yeah, most people, they have more mass, like, up at their hip connection. So inner thigh, outer thigh. And then it tapers down and they have no muscle built around the knee.
Yeah.
So we've completely reversed that, and you build a lot of really good muscle right at the knee connection of the
Yeah.
quadriceps, and it tapers back in now at the top, so it's a really clean,
Yeah.
really
That
cool
figure, the figure look of the thigh is just like the coolest, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I've always wanted that, but I don't know. My legs. We're getting there.
Yeah,
Totally getting there.
So you can see the photo.
And then it's been, I think we probably have a podcast from a couple years ago where I said, I know my glute journey is going to take 3 years. Like, I remember saying that.
Yeah.
And it, at the end of this year, will be a 3-year.
Yeah.
Because we started in 2020.
Yeah, the year that was.
The year that aged everyone 10.
Yes. That year just didn't count.
No.
Cross that off the calendar.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't count. Yeah. So I knew I knew it was going to take a long time. It is taking some time, but it's flying, and I'm happy with the progress. And
Yeah, we have a much better lift and fullness to the bottom of the glutes.
yes.
And we've brought down the thickness of the muscle at the top of the glute.
Yep.
So it's a much better balanced shape.
Oh,
So
I
we talked
hated
about
it.
the previous shape it was very upper,
Awful.
outer dominant. Yeah. Not awful. You still look
I
gorgeous.
didn't
but
like
it
it.
wasn't the look you wanted. And
Love goggles.
I love my goggles. But it was from your hips being like
Yeah.
forwardly tilted, your
From
feet
dance.
were turned out, and the lifts were really heavy variations of like RDL, and like it was movements that would have emphasized the upper glutes. So we've changed those.
Yeah, no one corrected my shape, and then they had me do 100 squats a day.
Yeah, and it's like, oh dang, that was
With a
just
barbell.
building that tissue in the wrong area.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, look at that.
yeah, but we've made huge strides. So I've been super excited for you and super happy for you, and we want to share in the podcast that we were able to make progress, but it wasn't easy, and it
Wasn't
is-
always consistent.
No, and it's in a way that I think most people are going to experience progress. Is
Yeah.
just in the mix of life.
When your life is stupid,
Yeah.
you can still make progress. Because for me, for a long time, what I had to get over in our early relationship was, you know, I had a CrossFit background, and I did a show that was very like old school prep style. So it was like you do an hour of heavy weights or an hour and a half in the morning. You do an hour and a half of stair mill in the evening. If you're not doing 3 hours a day, you're a loser.
Yeah, you're weak.
You're weak. I know. Pain is weakness leaving the body. Like, no.
That's my soul.
Yeah, I know. But it was like, we'd go into the gym, because this was also 2020, getting ready for our wedding.
True.
Like, what?
Yeah. We did a lot.
I'm just thinking back. I was like, we started before I lost my job.
Yeah.
And then just kept I'm just reliving it all right now live, and it just hurts.
People can see you're crying. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm just, holy piss.
Yeah.
But I remember walking into the gym, and we would only do 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was movements I hated, by the way. Stupid. I was like, I don't like this because I don't feel strong. I know I'm strong, but what is this? Why are we doing these, and why am I sweating doing a step up?
Yeah.
I hate everything. But I didn't realize, I will say I have had the most progress in just short bursts that are just very targeted.
Yeah.
And we've kind of taken that philosophy and lived with it because we've had to.
Yes, true.
Which is why we're here, because 6 months of this year, for those who haven't listened, maybe you're a new listener, welcome, but my mother had a stroke in 2020, and we largely, Rob, helped move her down here closer to us, not with us, but I don't think Rob slept for 48 hours. He was eating cold dumpling soup out of the can with a spoon, and then a jar of peanut butter, and I think that was all he ate for 48 hours because all we did was pack. So it was
that was an adventure.
It's been a minute. It was quite a challenge. And I don't know, sometimes all I could do was just, it was like we got her to a good place, and then I just kind of sat. I don't want to say you're fueled by what you just do what you got to do, right? Yes. You do what you have to do, and all of a sudden you just pause and you're like, piss.
Like, what happened?
I am so tired. Yeah. And you face burnout. Like, burnout is real.
Absolutely.
Thank goodness people are starting to post more about burnout as a real thing. Mm-hmm. But for about 6 months of 2022, the first 6 months, I didn't go to the gym.
Yeah, which is wild.
For us.
Wild, yeah.
For me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, because I didn't have it in me. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't even remember. I think back and I'm like, how did I not do that?
You just had nothing.
But I knew I couldn't.
Yeah.
That is mind-boggling, that I was that burned out. And I just listened to my body, and eventually it was like, what was it? Just one day I said, let's go squat heavy.
Yeah, we finally had a weekend where we didn't have like things to do.
And I said,
yeah.
I'm going to put it on the calendar, and I'm going to squat on Saturdays, and that's where we built it from like a 230 to 275.
Yeah, within a couple weeks. Yeah.
Like fast.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That's fun.
And then more life stuff, and that stopped. And then I decided to apply. I thought it would be a good time to start applying and studying for executive MBA programs.
Yeah, which it is, but hysterical.
Because why not?
Burned out and tired already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah.
So that took a lot of time. But I know for me, I'm like, okay, I am doing this for our future, for my future. I finally have the opportunity. I feel like I'm being pulled in that direction. It feels like the right thing to do. So far, I've been accepted into one of my very top priority schools, which I'm very excited about, and I don't want to jinx the university. Yeah. So I'm very excited, very, very excited. But I even said I have one chance to get in. I can go back to the gym. I can do 10 minutes here and there. And that's what we had to do.
Yeah, that's exactly how we did it.
Yeah. So, and I'm telling you, we have stuff in our office that makes it very easy to work out. Mm-hmm. And some days I didn't do a darn thing.
Just no energy.
Because I'm so tired, but a good tired. Like, I know at the end of the day I gave it my all for everything I did.
Good point.
Right? So, like in our Freddie podcast where we said, just let whatever you do today be enough. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, and it took me a long time to realize it, but sometimes doing nothing is something.
Absolutely.
And it is exactly what you need.
It's recovery.
Yeah. But what helped us was I think my diet for 3 years has been on point.
Yes.
Number one, diet, hands down. We have a Bowflex. I do 20 minutes, or I'm like, okay, I'll just get on and do 10, which leads to 15, which sometimes leads to 20, or I do 10, or I pick up dumbbells and I just put on something on YouTube, and I'm like, I'm going to just lift these dumbbells and not put them down until the video's over. Yeah. And then my shoulders are screaming, and I question my logic, you know. And it was just, it's a little bit over time. Mm-hmm. And that's all you can do. And I even, Rob and I are the same person.
Yes.
Eerily so. To our own detriment.
Yeah. I think it was necessary.
Yeah. It's why it took so many years to
find
each other and have a good relationship.
Yeah.
Finding ourselves in somebody else.
Pretty much.
I don't know where I was going with this. Oh, just feeling like we're a failure constantly.
Yes.
Like, fed by failure.
Yeah. I remember just
feeling like a failure. Being driven by self-hate. No. Yeah. But really, where I'm like, there's no way I'm making progress. This is stupid. This is like, why can't I do better? You know, this is deep thoughts with Meredith.
Yes.
Where it's like, oh God, don't be in her head for too long.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people are in this headspace.
Yes, but no one talks about it.
No one really does.
So here we are.
Yeah. But like a lot of people
out and
beat
proud.
The crap out of themselves for the things they can't do. And they lose sight of all the things they are doing.
Yeah, or can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like,
speaking of the stroke and the move, you want to tell everyone what you did? Your push-ups?
The push-ups? Oh.
Just
okay,
something.
So yes. So I have like my own little rule that like I try to work out every day as much as I can. And when I was younger, I worked out every single day for probably 3 or 4 years. I don't think I missed a single day. So it bothers me when I have a day where I don't do something above normal activity level.
Right. Yeah.
And due to that definition, loading your mom's apartment into the moving truck didn't count as extra because it was what we were.
It was what we had to do that day.
Yes.
So
even though I was dead tired,
scary.
At the end of the day, we might have only had 4 hours of sleep. I would still do push-ups before I went to bed because I had to do something above
the norm.
And it would
I get it.
Live with myself if I don't.
And I understand it.
Because it's a slippery slope. Once I feel like once I'm lazy it can lead into 10 times into 20 times into a life that I missed what I could have been. Yeah. So one day will lead me to thinking that I missed my entire life.
Like I said.
You're the same person.
It's scary to be in our head sometimes. Yeah. But I just, out of curiosity, I was like, we were at the gym, I don't know, around Christmas.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, wait, I was trying to take an after photo of the 1 year of just I did what I could.
Yes.
What does the progress look like? So I was like, went home and got my red pants because that was the photo that we took. And so what is the exact difference between basically starting at 6 months into the year and getting a new job, getting a promotion.
Yeah, big promotion.
Side note. And then a lot of life stuff.
Yeah, a lot of life stuff.
And then deciding to study and apply for executive graduate programs in a year. What? Wow. And then still seeing, because Rob's a genius.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah. But for real, though, because I posted it on my Instagram. Mm-hmm. Because, and I feel like people look at it and be like, there's no way, you're not, that is not just 20 minutes a day for half a year-ish.
They won't realize how little went into making that big of a change.
No, because it sounds unbelievable, but I don't even know how to. One day, everyone will know what 2022 was. One day, maybe.
Someday. But
holy cow. And it really was. But I try to measure progress. I have a little habit tracker every day. I've talked about that. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I even skip a week. It sits on my desk constantly. And some nights I don't even go into it. But there's times when I do check myself and I go in and I say, oh, shoot, I haven't done anything in 8 days. Mm-hmm. Where did the last 8 days go? Get on the Bowflex, lift the dumbbells. Okay, start over.
Yeah.
You know, I did what I could.
Yeah.
You don't have to be perfect. And a lot of people, you know, it's like the New Year's resolution trap. I'm going to do this every day, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to, and if I don't do this, I'm going to fail, so I'm going to dive into a bowl of self-hate and ice cream and forget it and never get back on the wagon. It's just like, and I don't know why we all do that, but I think we've all been there. At some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
In some way.
It's like you miss one day and you feel like a loser, so then you're like, what's the point of all of it?
Right.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
It's
I don't know.
Because reality is, you miss days.
For real.
It happens. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
you just do what we can, but we really did. I did everything I could. Diet was okay. Really stressful. And it's okay to put, like, you talk about people priority lists.
Yes, all the time.
All the time. And I talk about, you know, because you hear me all the time here, but I talk about, I'm constantly prioritizing every day at work, every day after work. You're just, with everything going on, and I think we all just naturally do it, you're constantly reprioritizing every day.
Yes.
And, like, I knew it was more important for me to grasp certain concepts so I can apply and take an exam and finish my application, and, like, know I did everything I could.
Yes.
Because I can get back to the gym. I know, thank God, we have the gift to know how to still make progress, it feels like putting nearly everything else first.
Yes.
And ourselves last.
Yeah.
Or our physique and whatever.
Yeah, like that kind of physical progress type things last.
Yeah. So, it feels like a rant. I guess what I'm saying is, you can still do it, right? So, success doesn't look perfect.
No, and that's the big thing is like why this one's titled "The Real Path of Success."
It's not. It's ugly.
What it generally is you get a couple things right, life gets in the way. Then you get back into doing a couple things right, life gets in the way.
Yeah.
And it's these spurts and these incomplete efforts that at the long run do actually lead to a change, which we saw. And you can see in the photos, and you'll check out our social media today if you want to see it. But it doesn't look like every day is perfect and goes as planned.
No.
It looks more like I do whatever I can that day, and it leads into the next day. And I do whatever I can that day, and it leads into the next day. And then at the end of it, hopefully you've made some progress. Yeah. And that's where, like, we have a couple notes of, like, how others can make progress, like, see what you were able to do throughout the year. And that's where, like, nutrition, like we were saying, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does need attention. So, no matter what was happening in our day, like, we tried to get you food within the first couple hours of being awake.
Yeah.
And we made sure that it had the right amount of protein and calories.
Yeah.
Then we ate something in the afternoon, no matter what that was, just to get some calories in.
Yeah.
And then before you went to bed, we got another, like, thing of protein, another kind of meal in. So it's knowing what matters, and that's where we have podcast 1232, which you can find on our website, www.brutalirongym.com. It's a nutrition podcast titled Start Here.
Yeah.
And it tells you step by step what's the most important things. And that's calories is number 1, protein's number 2, then pretty much everything else is number 3.
Yeah. Right.
So if you get calories and protein right,
you're good.
Still see progress.
A lot.
And that's, I think, where a lot of people beat themselves up is they go to eat and they have what they believe to be the wrong food. So they feel like they lost the day. And
so they
day
just
was ruined.
go off the rails.
So they eat everything or they eat nothing. And it's like, oh, it really didn't matter if if you had white bread versus
I was about to say, like, white rice versus brown rice.
It's
like,
come
come
on. It
on.
doesn't matter. It really... The way that impacts you is the digestion rate and maybe how long you would feel energy or feel fullness after the meal. But it doesn't impact fat storage or fat loss or really much about progress. So knowing what matters, I think, is really helpful mentally and emotionally, because then you're going to beat yourself up for the right things.
Yeah.
Did I get my calories in? Did I pay attention to protein?
Yeah.
Beat yourself up for something that actually matters. Don't beat yourself up for stuff that doesn't.
And we also, Rob and I both don't like eating.
Yeah,
it's a chore.
It's annoying.
We're both of that mindset, which maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. But he'll look at me if I'm working and say, food? And I'll just look at him like, no. Yeah. It's like, well, you have to. I feel like a giant toddler.
And then
I don't want to
start
eat.
Barter. I'm like, well, how about a core pack? I just start suggesting things until she breaks down and says yes.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. But that's something that we did, like how you were able to still make progress.
Yeah.
Was we
Lots
knew
of core
calories,
powers.
Yeah, yes. We knew calories mattered. We knew protein mattered.
Yeah.
And then we ate whatever
Yeah.
allowed us to hit our calories and protein.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that would be with low sugar because you don't really like high sugar.
I don't
foods
like
anyhow.
sugar foods.
So what I mean by saying that is whether you had a core power drink because you wanted to be quick and fast, or you had beef
Eggs,
and rice, or
yeah.
tuna and pasta. It doesn't matter as much as that you just got.
You just ate.
Yes.
That's definitely something I realized with you is like you have to fuel your metabolism.
Yes. You have to eat to lose fat.
It is mind-boggling, my friends. I've lost 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, more than 20 pounds
Yeah,
since we've met.
Yeah.
More than 20 pounds of fat since we met. And my body is reshaped.
Yeah, we built.
And
muscle
I am
for a while.
eating so much. I'm not going to lie to anybody. But it is so much more than Instagram stalk me, Mare Whitfit, and look back at my competition Instagram posts with my little baggies of weighed almonds and string beans and my shredded chicken. It's 2 ounces. Go stalk me and call me out. I'm telling you, compared to that, doing 3 hours in the gym, and now I'm eating a bagel and a half or 2 bagels and eggs, and then pasta, and then so much more food, and I'm losing fat like crazy.
Yes. Yeah, you eat way
What?
more than you used to eat, and you're way leaner
What?
than you used to be. Yes.
Ridiculous.
And that's something that people I struggle telling people that all the time is
Just
to
listen to
recognize that
them.
you need to eat
Oh.
to lose fat.
I always told her, I've been telling Rob, I was like, I'm going to hijack a podcast and go on a rant and just tell everybody to listen to Rob. Because I get so heated when it's like, it's so simple, but it's like people don't want to believe the simple.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this is the hijacking, but not.
You do what you want.
Just listen, for Pete's sake. Just listen. It's seriously simple.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's trying to sell you on the bleep, that it's just like, you have to make your organic green juice in the morning with this and, flush out your toxins. Great. Your body has a liver. It's already doing it. Just freaking eat. Get your metabolism going.
You don't need to buy 17 ingredients to make a
God.
shake, and then all 17 go bad in a week.
Yeah.
You have to throw away.
Yeah. Like that one Instagram thing where it was like, well, took my apple on its daily trip to work and just put it back in the fridge.
Yeah.
But it's just so simple. It's so simple.
What it takes is just consistency.
God.
In the sense that, it's simple.
Stop
and you need to
overthinking.
do it a little bit every day for a lot of days. And, that might be 6 months of days.
I have to do it for a lot of days.
Yeah. But it's like people... And rightfully
Consistency.
so. You and I have been in this place when we were younger. I want it now. What can I do? I'll do the most miserable thing if I can get it in a week.
Yeah.
You just can't. You can't get it in a week if you want to keep it after that week.
I was going to say, you don't maintain it.
No. If you want to keep it, it takes time. There's no way around that.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes time,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't take as intense of effort per day as people think it does. It's a
No.
small effort over a lot of time compared to a lot of effort over a short time,
Consistency.
which is what people want.
Consistency. There's no shortcut. Suck it up. There's no shortcut.
Yeah, it's just a little bit every day. And, it's not even, you don't even have to be perfect. You can do it, I tell clients...
This
aim for
year
10
was
out of 14
not
days.
perfect.
No, not at all. You did it, but you did it consistent enough.
Yeah.
So what is enough? Enough is typically 10 out of 14 days. And what I mean out of 10 out of 14 is you got your calories within the right range that they're supposed to be, and their protein within the right range. If you do that 10 out of 14 days, 99% of clients make progress. The 1% that doesn't are the ones who want to compete. And if you want to compete, you do have to be beyond just calories and protein.
You're going to be in an unhealthy place for a little bit of
You
time.
got to be 14 out of 14, and you got to do that for 12 weeks. You got to be perfect if you want to look
Been
perfect.
there.
But most people don't want to look perfect. They just want to look less unperfect. So if you just want to look less unperfect, then you don't have to be perfect.
I
Just if you 10 out of
remember...
14.
God. I don't know. There was one night I was so hungry. So I also have a LinkedIn post about, it was 10 things or something I learned from bodybuilding, what bodybuilding taught me. And one of them was like to be thankful for food.
Yeah.
Because I remember waking up crying at it's so unhealthy. It sounds so unhealthy, but it's normal when your body gets to like this hormonal state. Waking up.
Compete?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waking up 2:30 in the morning crying. I was so hungry.
Yeah.
And then bonus, you're also just awake from 2:30 on.
Yeah. Sounds lovely.
And it's like, oh, this is cool. And then you shred an entire cabbage and you put it in a wok with like mustard and like liquid aminos.
Good God.
And it's the best tasting food you've ever had.
Yeah.
And then you never want to see cabbage again the rest of your
Yes.
life. So, and that was not perfect. That was not on my plan.
Yeah,
but I'm like,
God forbid you eat a cabbage.
Yeah, right. Where I'm like,
12
I'm gonna live with the consequences of eating a head of cabbage at 3 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I used to diet, like
Sad
I did my
face.
big diets. I would drink a 2-liter of diet soda.
You've done so many weird
just to
tests.
be uncomfortable in a different way. I was so
like
miserably
supersize
hungry.
me.
Yes.
But
I
opposite.
was so hungry. I was like, I don't want to be this uncomfortable. Let me do a different uncomfortable. So I would drink 2 liters of diet soda and then have horrible like gas pains. But and then I'm like, oh, this is great because I'm not hungry anymore. I just feel some other pain. Thank God.
Other than my emotional pain.
Yes. So we've done. So we've definitely done like we should do a podcast on dieting horror stories and something.
We can do that next. That'll be fun.
Yeah. But we've been at that stage. So now to be in a stage where we have to remind ourselves to eat. To remember to be grateful for that, like you were saying.
Yeah.
To be grateful
Healthy.
for food.
Like,
That's pretty awesome.
like.
Oh yeah, you give me crap all the time about that word.
Oh. I mean not what I say, but Rob will always say, "Yay, healthy," and I'm like, I don't care about healthy, and I do obviously, but like I don't.
Yeah, like I don't care about healthy. I want to be leaner. And I'm like, yeah, but we can do that healthy.
Yeah.
We can be leaner and healthy.
But how freaking twisted, girls, ladies, women, non-binaries, maybe men as well, also non-binaries, just to say that we've been brainwashed that like health is so not what it is. Like we saw that book of clean eating and I was like, take a picture of that. This is stupid.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Because we did a podcast, I don't know, you probably know the number off your head, but we talked about what's clean.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he's like, here's your 2 bagels with butter and sugar-free jelly and eggs, and it's so clean. And I was like, clean?
Yeah, you're like,
what the hell?
What?
Clean?
I'm like, yeah, of course.
I was like, wait a second, how do you define clean? Well, how do you define clean? I walk into a bookstore and it's clean eating of like acai bowls and frickin' wheatgrass and crap that it's like, who's gonna do this?
Yeah, if you didn't find it on the ground, it's not clean.
Oh, God.
But yeah, the meals were unrealistic, which is
so
why
stupid. Like, no one's gonna do. Who?
No, and it's no one wants like.
That's what clean is. That's what healthy is.
That's why people fail. They think they have to buy 50,000 ingredients and have so much variety. Like eat the rainbow.
I've tried to do it.
Like,
I know.
Like who wants to buy 17 vegetables? Because like first of all, most
I take
vegetables
Eve.
they're carbs
Done.
only.
Right.
You know, like maybe some aren't a lot of calories of carbs, but there are some very carb dense vegetables. Beans.
Yeah.
Very carb dense.
Yeah.
And people think, well, I'm eating very healthy, and I'm like, to be honest, you actually have a lot of calories, and there isn't enough protein.
I helped someone shed like their last 12 pounds. They're like, I can't lose the weight. I was like, what does your diet look like? And they emailed me their diet, and I was like, holy piss! Like all you're eating only carbs all day long.
But they're quote unquote.
But that's
healthy 'cause
clean.
Vegetables and fruit. God. And I'm like, you can't have 3 servings of fruit
with
a
4
day,
almonds.
You know, like 80 grams of sugar plus all these carbs. It adds up to a ton of carbs. Like vegetables.
Never gonna.
A ton of carbs. So like, we're going way off on a rant. But the idea is that like to know what matters is so important.
And to not
it's
just
calories and protein.
Yeah.
If you are getting in your calories and protein, you are kicking ass and you're doing a great job.
Yes.
Don't worry so much about the what of what you're eating.
Yeah. Redefine clean.
Yeah. Eat what's convenient. I tell clients all the time, order food off Amazon Instacart.
Yeah. Oh.
Like, easy.
When I got yelled at for my.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, my minute rice cup that had 1 gram of fat or 1.5 gram of fat. My coach at the time was like, "You're lazy. You don't care. You gotta every gram of fat counts." And I was like, "Okay, are you gonna pay my bills?"
Yeah, and it's 9 calories doesn't count, dude. Like 1
9
gram of fat
calories.
is 9 calories.
9 calories.
9 calories is not going to make or break a competition diet.
Yeah. By the way, I won overall.
Yeah, you won and you kicked ass. Yes.
Yeah, with a thyroid problem and had no idea I had it at the time.
True, very true. But like minute rice, like we get VT rice.
So good.
It takes 2 minutes to microwave.
It's so good.
Why in the world would I take the time to boil, cook, and clean rice when I can do 2 minutes of microwave?
Yeah.
Rice? That's how I know I can be consistent with food, is because I'm not making it these standards that I can't maintain.
Right.
I can't boil and cook rice in the middle of my day, but I can 2-minute microwave rice.
Yeah.
So
and we talked about that. You were making, weren't you making rice when we first met or something?
Yes.
And I was like, I'm okay spending the extra money on convenience because our life needed convenience at the time.
Yeah, and it was nice because
it's easy.
The transition has helped a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's one of the big things is to make it easier on yourself.
Yep.
By knowing what matters. To know that, like, okay, I can buy microwave rice and I'm not doing anything wrong.
No.
That's okay.
Yep.
You know, like I can get, like we get honey roasted almonds off Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
That come in these, like, I think
the cans.
5-ounce tins.
Right, something.
It's like half as a snack.
Yeah.
So you eat half a tin, close it, put it back.
Yep.
And that's, you just open, eat, close,
done.
Make it easy because all that matters is calories and protein.
And consistency.
And consistency, yes.
Yep.
But the what of what you eat doesn't matter as much as people think.
Not at all.
Yeah, no. And then being consistent, and consistent doesn't mean perfect, it just means 10 out of 14 days.
Yep.
Yes. Now, when it comes to exercise, just move. Something is better than nothing. Move.
If you could see the look on his face, is why I'm laughing.
Yeah. But, like, people overcomplicate exercise. Now, I'm one of the worst ones because I know what a good hour in the gym can do for me. And if I don't have
You're the
an
worst
hour,
how?
like in the sense of like accepting less.
Oh.
Accepting less in the sense
Duh.
that like I know if I go into the gym and I do this perfect exercise, I can target the right part of my back.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the shape change that I want in 6 months that has to be built today.
It's unbelievable.
I go nuts.
Yeah.
But I also know that if I can't do that, 10 minutes of push-ups and bodyweight squats is a hell of a lot better than just saying, I'm angry, I can't get my right workout in, so I'm going to do nothing.
Exactly.
That is stupid.
Exactly.
And I'm telling myself that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you own a gym.
Yes. But it's true. Like, something is better than nothing, and I genuinely mean that. Like, I do some things. Like, I've done bodyweight squats while I microwave my 2-minute rice.
I've done
that's
it.
That's no joke. Like,
the other day I was just like, I just stood up and did like walking lunges.
That's awesome.
Or like just like side lunges for 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And sat back down. Did some like cable pulleys and sat back down.
Yeah, because something is
better than nothing. And
you
I'm okay
can
with
do
it.
Like, we built in 2022, we built those changes that we saw in your physique.
How cool is that?
Through a lot of 10-minute workouts. Like,
a
we
lot.
Got to the gym,
legit 10 minutes.
I would say maybe 20 times, 30 times in all of 2022.
That's accurate because I tracked it, my habit tracker.
Yeah. The rest of it was 10-minute workouts.
Yeah.
Like, we have a Bowflex at home, which is it's a specific one where the pathway is up and down.
It's so good.
Not horizontal.
It's so good.
Lower glutes involved.
Right.
Yes. Now, can you get some type of cardio machine off Facebook Marketplace for $500 or less?
Yes.
100%. $1,000,000% yes.
Yeah.
I see it every time because I look at Facebook Marketplace all the time.
Yeah.
So you can get it for less than $500. And then you get cheap-ass dumbbells from Amazon or Walmart or whatever. And
hell, what do you have in your kitchen? Lift it.
Yes.
I've used gallons of water before. Mm-hmm.
Yes. 10 minutes adds up, and your physique is proof that 10
it's
minutes
so
adds
cool.
up. Yeah. And that's a big thing is, like, knowing that it doesn't take big workouts, knowing that it can be 10 minutes. And then also, how do you set that up is, number one, I like using a timer.
Yep.
Because if you have a timer, it saves you from, I'll do 10 minutes. You do one circuit of something, then you get on your
feels
phone
like 10 minutes.
and you look at Instagram for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
You know? So setting a timer has a little bit of urgency and a little bit of accountability to what you're doing for the time.
True.
Then you put on some good music or you put on a video or something. So that way you have something going to keep your mind like focused on that or some kind of little side distraction.
My Mr. Ballin videos.
Yeah, Mr. Ballin. Yeah. So Mr. Ballin is literally MR and then BALLEN.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a bunch of horror stories
Yeah.
that will make you afraid of life.
The strange, dark, and mysterious.
Yes, it's
not
actually
necessarily
really
horror.
cool. It is. It's interesting.
He was a former Navy SEAL that in 2020 decided to tell, like, he liked these weird stories, and he just started a YouTube channel, and he tells adult stories.
Yeah, it's story time for adults.
It's story time for adults. And he has blown up. Good for him. He has a nonprofit, millions of followers. He posts it, and you have, like, 1 million views within, like, 30 minutes.
Yes,
but the stories are so good.
He's so good at telling stories.
He's so good. So I just hop on, and I was like, I always look for a new Mr. Ballin, and I do my Bowflex. And that's, like, that's a good time.
It's
a party.
You get physical health, mental health.
Yeah.
It's
really
fun. It's like you. It's like me time. Me time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then that's also the thing is, when do we do that? You either do it before the day begins, do it before the world wakes up, is one method. The other method is do it in transitions.
Yeah.
So, like, if you get off work, and then you're like, okay, I'm done with work, but before I get into, like, an evening activity, let me catch my 10 minutes now, because I know I won't want to do it when I'm tired. When I'm, like,
I do that in my skincare.
Yeah.
And then I sit down, and then I know I'm done for the day.
Yeah, so you catch yourself in the transitions of things.
Right. Absolutely.
Yes. And then also have a plan.
Yeah.
Like, I think that helps a lot, as well as to know what to do for your 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Have a list of things you choose from, even.
Yeah, exactly. And you can YouTube that. Like, we have actually, like, we have a new service where we have, like, monthly programming. So you can get some free stuff from us on our website, www.brilliantargent.com. Bunch of stuff. But just having an idea of what to do. I did a podcast relatively recent. Maybe I can look that up real quick. So if you want to talk about your tracking. Like,
my habit tracking?
Yeah, habit tracker, why I looked that up.
Yeah, it's just it's like a printable from off Etsy. And you can like type in whatever you're tracking. And literally mine changed every single month, but I like that. And it's just kept in a little ring planner, and every day I'll just go down the list and check off what I did or didn't do. And it keeps me on track for a bunch of different things, not even workout and diet, but I don't even know that I don't even know if I track food. I just track movement.
We stopped tracking food because I do it, like, mentally for you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, which is a blessing, but yeah, it really, really, really helps. Do a little tally on a piece of paper for a week, just anything. It doesn't need to be anything fancy.
Like,
you
I
post
use my
it.
phone because I'm on my phone.
Yeah, use a phone.
Business.
There's like a bunch of apps for that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then on the podcast, real quick, was podcast 1548. It's a Q&A podcast titled "It Adds Up."
Oh yeah.
If you listen to that one, I give ideas of what to do for the 10-minute workouts, and it has a bunch of ideas, like a bunch of workout ideas. So that's podcast 1548. Okay. So the tracking, like, the reason why I think tracking is a great idea. Number one, it's motivating. You want to focus on progress, not perfection, though. So if you miss a day, oh well. What I have a lot of clients do is we track things in 14-day chunks. So we would say, okay, in these past 14 days, I was able to do what I should do for 8 out of 14. Yeah. Awesome. Congratulations. On the next 14, can we match 8 or can we get 9 maybe? You know, what are ways we can progress? And that's motivating. And then also it helps with identifying repetitive issues or obstacles.
Yes.
So I would think that I'm doing a good job, but if I look and I say, oh man, every single day I miss my afternoon meal, I wonder why.
Yeah.
And then you say, oh, that's because I have a meeting or I have to pick up the kids or I have to do this. Maybe I can shift those calories and have more at lunch so I don't need the calories at that time since I'm having trouble getting those in at that time.
Yeah, you've done it.
Yeah, so it really helps to identify if you have things that you repetitively miss. You can start to say, I can see that now, and then how can I address that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then the last little thing I want to kind of cover. So, lessons for others from the podcast is that nutrition doesn't have to be perfect, but does need attention. Exercise is that something is better than nothing. Then you should track your efforts. And the last thing is to have realistic expectations. So the real path of success is choppy, absolutely choppy. It's going to come in spurts. It's not going to look the way that you planned it. It's going to be chaotic. But that's what it is. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It doesn't mean you can't succeed. That's normal.
It's life.
It's just, that's the way it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Is that what you've experienced through 2022? You made progress, but it was just tons of choppiness?
Oh, yeah. 100%. I would get mad at myself a lot. Because it just felt like I wasn't doing much, but then I, talk myself into like, okay, I had this priority today. I'll still do it. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do just a little bit. And 100% choppy. Every single thing was. Nothing was a consistent. I mean, just, oh my God. Short answer, yes. Just totally choppy.
And that's what it's going to feel like. It's going to feel like, one of the challenges is we are typically, we weight the things we don't do heavier than the things we do.
No.
So
you and I do.
Yes. So we're going to see the things we're not doing.
Yeah.
And we're going to feel like we're failing. But what we don't realize is we're getting a lot right as well. And we are still moving forward. We're maybe not moving us forward as fast as we want. Maybe there's not movement in certain times of the year. But overall, progress happens. It just happens in spurts.
Yeah, we say that all the time. We're still moving forward.
Yeah,
still moving forward in all of our goals.
Yes.
Still doing it.
Yeah. So that's really kind of the big thing from this podcast is that it's chaos, but it can still be, you can still make progress in the chaos.
100%.
Yes. So the things I want you to take away from this is go listen to podcast 1232 if you haven't. That's the nutrition podcast. It'll tell you step by step what's most important and how to set up your own diet. We have that podcast 1548, which is titled It Adds Up, which will tell you what to do for exercise. And then we do have online services. Now, the nutrition podcast will tell you how to set up your own nutrition program. So it's free. It tells you step by step. But if you want help, we do offer like one-on-one coaching. You can learn more about that on our website, www.brutalirongym.com. And we do nutrition only. We also do nutrition and training where I would rate your training for you as well. And then we also have a new service of live monthly programming where you get a program based on a goal, but you still get one-on-one attention where we have a live virtual Q&A every week. You have a document you can write in any questions, answer it every single week. Mm-hmm. And then we have exclusive educational content for subscribers that will be shared with you every single week.
Yep.
So it's basically one-on-one coaching, but you get a program that everybody else also follows. Mm-hmm. And that's a great way to get awesome programming, cheap, but still get a ton of education. So it's my way of doing monthly programming correctly.
Yes.
Right way.
The right way.
Yes. So you can learn about all that if you want some service, if you want some help in your journey on our website at www.brutalirongym.com. Okay. Well, if you have any questions, suggestions, feedback, really anything that you want to know, let us know at our email, brutalirongym@gmail.com. If you like our podcast, please share it. If you share the podcast, let people know that we answer questions for free. Mm-hmm. Thank you to those who support the podcast with donations. The podcast does have a high hosting cost. I give an hour to it every day. You can donate on our website. There's options for a one-time donation, monthly donation, even just like $5 a month. It does add up and it does help. And then if you like what we share in our podcast, you can find more from us on our social media channels. On Instagram, I post every day. On Facebook, it shares from Instagram. Twitter, it shares from Instagram. And then I do unique videos and things on YouTube now. So find us and follow us under the name Brutal Iron Gym. Well, thank you for joining, Meredith.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's exciting. I love having you here. It's fun. I always love everybody's feedback, and they enjoy hearing from you.
Oh, thank you.
So it's really awesome. So thank you.
Cool.
And then, as always, I hope this was helpful, and thank you for listening.